One.
Yes, so we have in the last class we have discussed about all those things which is concerned with the bank and as well as money. So we were dealing with money and banking. We have looked through what is money, what were the limitations of barter system, all those things. And coming into the bank section, we have looked through what is the functions of commercial bank, central bank, and how do commercial banks create credit, as well as we have looked through what are the qualitative as well as quantitative measures that RBI uses to manage credit or manage money supply in an economy. This class we have to deal with government budget. Before that I have to tell you like our next chapter is actually inflationary that is excess demand and deficit demand chapter that I have to take it like that I have to deal with the what you can say fiscal class. So that means we are skipping that. Now we have to deal with government budget. So government budget, as far like when you hear the name like word budget, budget means in every house we prepare budget. If you look through your like if you ask your mothers, she will be preparing every month budget according to the income they receive or income you people receive in your home. Suppose your father is receiving rupees 50,000 as income per month. So mother will prepare the budget according to so mother will be preparing budget according how you will spend or how your family will spend that 50,000 rupees in that particular month. So likewise in an economy, government also prepares budget for whatever resources we have. See in the initial stage, or you can see the definition of economics itself revolves around the concept that our resources are limited, our economy's resources are limited and our wants are unlimited. So all our wants have to be satisfied with our limited resources. So in an economy also, it is government's challenge to acquire proper resource allocation with the limited resources. Okay, so coming with the government budget, it is the annual financial statement describing in detail the estimated receipts and the proposed expenditures and disbursements of the government under various heads of the financial year. So that is a statement which shows all the receipts and expenditure of the government during a particular year. And here during the particular year means it is a financial year. So financial year is considered from 1st April to March 31st every year. And coming to one of the fact regarding the budget, every year actually till 2017 budget was what you can say presented in the last day of February. Every February, on the last day of February, budget is prepared and presented in the parliament. But now after 2007, yes, so as I told you, budget is prepared and presented after 2017 on the first day of February. So on 1st February in India we present budget, or you can say the government presents its budget for the upcoming financial year. So that is budget, that is the definition of the budget. Then coming to need and importance of the government budget. Why you need a budget, or why the government has to what you can say follow a budget? Why? First reason is planned approach to government activities. There will be a very planned approach, or you can say very organized approach to the government activities. Then comes integrated approach to fiscal operations. Fiscal operations means it is other name for the government operations. So there will be again an integrated approach. Integrated approach means, see, government's activity is scattered all around. So there will be an integrated approach to take all these activities together for government. So it will be very easy to analyze also. Then comes affecting economic activities. All the functions of government will affect economic activities. So that means what you can say, it affects economic activities. Then instrument of economic policy. Economic policy. See, economic policy we draw for acquiring a stability in the economy. So budget helps the government to acquire a financial stability in the economy. That means resources are not wasted much. Then it is an index of government's functioning. See, if a budget is showing that more expenditure is coming, rather the receipts coming in, so that means government is spending more than what it is receiving. So that means looking into the budget itself, you can say that what is the performance of the budget or the government. Then public accountability. see, all the government authorities has a public accountability towards the economy. So it shows a very clear picture of the public authorities accountability towards the public very clearly in the budget. Then allocation of resources, as we already discussed, the definition of what you can say, the economics, that is the economy is characterized, or all human wants are characterized by limited resources and unlimited wants. So resource allocation is a very important point, very important thing in an economy's allocation program. So that means every resource, each and every resource available should be allocated very properly, that it should not be misused or overused. Next comes the types of government budget. Just we will look through a glance. First one is union budget. Union budget means it is prepared by the central government for the entire nation. Then comes the state budget. Okay, state budget is prepared by the state governments for a particular state. Then comes the plan budget. Plan budget means it is the document which shows the budgetary provisions of important projects. Suppose in this place you want to build a, like government want to build a dam or a bridge. So that for that particular project, government will be drawing a budget. That is plan budget. Then performance budget. Performance budget means it will be dealing with all the performances of all the departments and ministries of the government. Then supplementary budget. Supplementary budget means what you can say, it's like some unexpected emergency. Suppose I can give you the example of flood which were affected in our country in the year of 2018. So at that particular point of time, we were in such a position that we had to redraw all our resource allocations. So at that particular time, we will be creating a duplicate budget. That duplicate budget is called supplementary budget, to what you can say, to withstand with that particular situation. Next is the zero-based budget. That is a very recent development in the concept of budget. Zero-based budget means it is not necessary that in every year the government makes a surplus budget. That is, receipts are more than its expenditures. It is not necessary. But you can see, if you see, like in what you can say, the next year they will be carrying forward this all expenditures. If expenditures are more, it will be a loss. As you know, if you spend more than what you get, it will be a loss. So it will be automatically carried forward to the next year. But in zero-based budgeting, it is like a new concept. Every year, the government will start its budget from zero. Okay, zero. That is, they will never consider the previous budget's deficit to the other year's budget. Okay, so they will be starting it with a fresh zero. That is zero-based budgeting. Yes, so these are the types of budget.